welcome to Movie Castle.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Aiden Morton.
I'm Cooper Hatsis.
Yes.
We're the castle's been in Park City, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe last year we crushed hipsters with the castle.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember that. We were scraping them off at the bottom of it for a while. I remember
It was really messy and pretty gross.
Yeah, it was gratifying, like seeing it kind of go away. It's like a power washer. You know, people find those satisfying. I found that satisfying.
Yeah, we recorded it, used it for like people's content while they talk over it, and so you just can watch the people scrape the red off of the castle.
Yeah.
While they talk about the moon and other planets and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, it's got a tidy sum. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
You know what I'm talking about. All right.
No,
That's good.
It was a good poll.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the final Sundance here in Park City.
Yes.
How long have you been doing Sundance for, sir?
Not long. I did some online stuff in 24, and then I got a press pass in 25, and then this year. So, not terribly long.
I went with my dad in 2018 and 19, and those were just one movie. Well, I think I did two movies for 2019. I saw one with my dad and then one by a sicko movie by myself, so The Lodge by myself.
Oh, awesome.
And then 2020 was a normal year, I think. I think that's like 9 days.
That would make sense. COVID didn't happen till March.
Yeah. Then 2021 and 2022 were dope. Those were the fully online ones. And if I remember correctly, I just paid a flat fee and then just scheduled out as many movies as I could fucking put in a day.
Yeah.
I think you bought a day pass. And that was beautiful. Had a printed out like sheet. People were coming in and out or whatever. That was a wonderful time. And then the next year was similar, different a little bit, and then it's gotten more and more expensive and harder to get into things. I guess I've heard that it was harder before pandemic to get into like certain things, but I think this year has been kind of ridiculous with
that's what I've heard.
Most things, and to the point where I just kind of didn't bother as much as I did the other kind of years, because I think about other years and I'm like, I got into like multiple Eccles like premieres of the big movies, you know. And that was just impossible this year to do any of the sort. Most things were sold out before tickets were even available. I don't know. But we went and we saw some things.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten involved with Sundance sooner. I mean, I got into movies at the start of the decade, and I should have. I don't know why I didn't just like do the online stuff in 21 and 22. Like I don't know what I guess I just didn't care at that time. So
that's fair enough.
I just wasn't involved in the festival world, but I am now.
Yeah, you didn't get the bug early. That's fine.
Yeah,
but it is a bummer.
This year, I mean, your experience is maybe a little different than mine. You're with the people. I am with the press.
Elitist bastard.
Yeah, I couldn't really get much of a vibe about it leaving. I heard a lot of people say this exact sentence. This is the last Sundance in Park City.
That's true.
That is true, and that's like all they would say.
That's
I'm like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I like if you're a critic from New Jersey, who cares if it's moving to Boulder? It's it's the same thing pretty much.
But the coastal elites, they do fetishize the beautiful mountains and the kind of drive up and all the different. But the thing I'm going to miss the most are the different theaters and the lives that they had. Like the difference between a library premiere and an Eccles premiere or whatever. And my favorite's the Ray. I don't know if you have a favorite.
Well, the only ones I've been to some in Salt Lake, but I mean, I'm only doing press. I'm right next to the Ray. I'm at the Holiday.
Okay. So that's where all the press go?
Yes.
Do you know what the park was? There was one called the Park. There's a big sign that said the Park.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
I'm not sure which one that is, but I know what you're talking about. And then there's one they have next to the Ray and the Holiday this year.
Yama sort of something like that. Yabo.
That last year it was like the Yarrows or something. Yeah,
that's it. I think you
last year that was the press hub. So that was like really easy. That was where you go get your press pass. And now they moved it like a mile away, so I had to like walk a mile this year to go get it.
And they've cut out a good amount of theaters
in Salt Lake, especially.
Yeah, Salt Lake especially, and I've never been to a movie in the Egyptian up there, which is so weird because that's the image of Sundance, So that's bizarre. It must be kind of like ergonomically hard to like
get
do
into
all
those
their
ones.
fucking lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very strange. I have a little game for you, babes.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna do one of our iconic five. Like rank the five blind.
Rank the five.
This has a Sundance theme. Okay.
Okay. I was thinking of doing this, and then I didn't.
You know what?
But that's okay. You got me.
Yeah, that's okay, dude. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you Past Lives.
Past Lives.
I know this is one of your babies.
Well, I'm gonna put it at 1.
All right. Past Lives at 1. All right. Next up, I'm gonna have Reservoir Dogs.
I don't love Reservoir Dogs. It's not a go-to Tarantino for me. I feel comfortable. Don't do it 3 or 4. I'll do it at 3.
3 sounds good. Okay. Promising Young Woman.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Hater. Okay. And then next up, I'll have Coda.
We'll do that at 4.
Okay. And then last up was Mr. Donnie Darko.
Okay, that's fine at 2. I mean, I think I would move Reservoir Dogs up 1 and do Donnie Darko at 3, but I think that's a good list.
Very cool. What's the successful enterprise? What's your favorite movie you've seen at Sundance in all of your time here at Sundance?
That's a good question. Well, it's probably one that we saw this year. I don't know, Josephine maybe. I mean, we'll get into them. But
okay, cool.
Again, I don't have a ton of history with this festival, so it is something from this year probably. Or are you just talking in general, like favorite Sundance movie?
I was talking like that you've seen. Like
okay, that I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it because it's definitely from this year. Because I went a little crazier this year than I did last year.
Yeah, so. You're doing good work.
Yeah.
I was wondering that because I've been looking at.
Well, I was thinking about how like
benchmark.
Your favorite movie of 2024 was a Sundance movie, and then last year was a Sundance movie.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I don't know what your favorite movie of 2023 or 2022 is, but I mean, you seem to have a good hit rate with this festival.
I guess so, but that was kind of what was interesting to me is I compiled all of my lists and figured out like every movie that I've seen at Sundance. I was trying to make a ranking, and it's kind of a obnoxious ranking to do because once you get to unwieldy territories with the amount of numbers there, it gets annoying. So I have about 80 movies that I'd be ranking, so I kind of got bored with it, but I'll probably finish it eventually. But I was surprised how little like absolute bangers are here. I was kind of tinted by the I Saw the TV Glow and Sorry Baby back-to-back years,
right.
Both in the Ray, and but I'm if I go further than that, there's not too many like Aiden classics here. There's a lot of like 4s out of 5s,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing with Sundance is like, it is a lot of first features and a lot of things that are maybe okay,
Yeah, I feel like I usually miss the biggest banger,
right?
Which is included with this year. Maybe it's up to debate whether or not it's Josephine or The Invite this year. But yeah, let's go through our Sundance experience. You want to just go like band for band, day by day?
Yeah. I mean, I think because I have all mine, and then I think you pick up when I stop. So cool. we could. I mean, we have some overlap though.
All right. Yeah. Do we want to have a Koopy section, and then an Aiden section, or do we want to go like back and forth?
We can go back and forth a little bit because I do have some that you've seen.
Right. Okay.
I think only maybe have 1 or 2 that you've
seen. So what was the first one you saw?
Okay. So first day of the festival. I guess I'll just talk about the day as well. I saw 3 movies, and it was pretty chill that day. It was a Thursday, so I don't think everyone had gotten there yet. There wasn't like a ton of like great stuff playing that day or like things that I had heard about. I saw a documentary called Who Killed Alex Oda?
Yeah.
And this is about a Palestinian activist, like a beloved Palestinian activist, sometime in the late 80s or early 90s. I'm having a hard time remembering, was assassinated. And it's just an investigative documentary about all of that happening.
Yeah. And
its community and sort of like how things are now a little bit. But I don't really care for the documentary. Like I know it's like an important subject and, I want to be on the right side of history and stuff like that, but this had no sense of style or personality at all.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a bummer, and I almost fell asleep during it.
Oh man, I'm gonna one up you there, man.
Okay,
Don't worry.
You did
Don't
fall
worry
asleep
about
during
it.
one.
Yeah, we no, and a similar one, maybe even worse. So I will. Yeah, we're a safe space here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to be excited while watching documentaries at this point. I've been thinking about getting more into docs. Before you and I had met, I had a 6-month period where I was watching a ton of documentaries. So I was like, maybe my top genre was docs. Was I working in journalism yet? I was not, but I would soon after that. And I kind of missed that. I was thinking about maybe I should get into docs this year a little bit. And I don't know. So now I'm just getting, I guess, more critical of documentaries. But I was quite bored during this. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I guess if you're interested in the Palestinian conflict in America, check it out. But otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really bothered by when docs like break the illusion of film and they show like a microphone. Like there's like a Zoom recorder on a table at one point, and I'm like, could you just like
move it a little bit?
Move it, or crop,
getting it
you
away.
could even crop the frame.
Let me push that a little bit.
Or you could make the scene voiceover. Like I don't know. It just seems unprofessional to me, and I personally wouldn't use that shot in my documentary.
Yeah. I think documentaries are very hit or miss for me, and usually misses. I'm very bored by a lot of the structures of it, and they feel very phony to me. Most like more so than like scripted things do at certain points, because I see the beats so easily, and they feel so like manipulative, and not necessarily in a bad way. But I have been watching a lot of docs, not a lot of docs, but the docs I've been watching in the last couple of years have been pretty boundary breaking or whatever, and really interesting. So it was good to recenter myself with a couple of docs here. I think I only saw the two, but
yeah. Okay, well, my next one is Queen of Chess, which you saw.
I did. Yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah. So this is a documentary, a Netflix documentary, coming out this week, I believe on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I enjoyed it.
Well, me too. So here's what's up. So usually, because you talked about this in the last one, where you go for the first week, and then I kind of sweep up in the back half, and I felt less good about doing that because I would have to be real in the Reddit threads and shit like that to get to a lot of these, and so I focused most of my attention with all that kind of stuff on like two days. So I made this big day with my dad, who we've gone to all these things with in some way or another, and I made a three movie day, and two of them were premieres, and this was one of them. This was the last one in the day. And my dad, he loves the chess. He has a chess club for his class that he teaches. I mean, and got them all in.
Hell yeah! I mean, I watched this, and then I saw him put it on his watch list. So I don't know if he got that from me or if he just knew about it beforehand.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, Mort Report is here. You know,
you are a mover and a shaker. So it could be your influence does mean a lot. But but he said that he was just like buzzing after this movie. It was really sweet.
Yeah.
And he was talking about because the subject of the documentary was there, and you were like, oh shit,
that's cool.
And then the first question from the audience was a dude like in front of us. He popped up and he had like merch, and he had chess book, and he had like chess hat, and he was like, here's my rank. And also he went into the weeds with it. It was very sweet, and she was like, "Good book," and he was like, "Ah!" So it was a sweet experience.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of it was halfway through it, the big chess guy, the guy that writes all the books. I forget his name. Chess guy.
Big chess.
Not the big chess that she's trying to beat throughout the whole thing, but big chess man, famous big chess man. He says something about how women don't have the capacity for this kind of stuff or whatever, and this is like the sixth, seventh, eighth time it's said in the thing, and I hear a guy in the back going, "That's sexist."
I think I saw this review.
Oh, from my pops?
Yeah, from your dad. Yeah.
I thought that was incredible. But yeah, it's a really kind of by the numbers documentary, but it's got such a genius like conceit. I mean, it's the most fucking slam dunk thing of all time. It's like the easiest thing to recreate all the matches, right? You cut because they have all of the things written down, all the moves or whatever. So you just cut to hands moving pieces or whatever. But they do it really well, where they go from the archived footage, and they cut in between whenever she moves her hand or whatever to the recreation. It kind of is seamless.
Yeah.
And a little exciting. I mean, there are some parts where I was just like, it's not my sport or whatever, and they get real into the weeds, and so I was kind of zoning out for a little bit, but not for much. It seems pretty good, and my dad got real excited. He was like, I can't wait. I'm so excited it's coming out soon because I'm gonna tell my kids to all watch it, and I'm gonna tell them I saw it. Yeah, it was
all right.
It was very sweet.
Hell yeah. I mean, it was just such a breath of fresh air after that previous one, and it it's not groundbreaking or anything, but I was never bored, and it has more of a personality to it. I thought the subject was interesting. I know nothing about the world of chess.
Yeah.
And I do think it's interesting that the world of competitive chess still exists, because it's not something I ever hear about or think about, you know. I don't know. I learned something from it, you know, and
For sure.
I enjoy niche topics and documentaries, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
It kind of appeals to me, where I'm like, this community exists and I don't ever hear about them, and they're very passionate about it.
Yeah, they did a pretty
and
good
to me,
job
it's
of
just pieces on a
keeping it
table.
up.
Yeah, and I love the way they shoot the chess scenes and put the archival footage in it. I think it, I don't know, builds tension within the documentary in a way that's interesting, and I don't know, kept me invested, specifically when he cheats during the match.
Oh, that shit was awesome. There's
Yeah.
some gasps in the crowd. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And it's really incredible how much footage they have found
Right.
throughout all of the
I mean,
time.
it's. I just think of chess as like something super old, but like this story is not that old.
Pretty recent,
Yeah, and she only retired like 10 years ago, right? Something like that.
Something like that.
I don't want to spoil this documentary because I do recommend it. I don't want to spoil any of these movies, but I guess
I want
avoid
to
that.
spoil a good chunk of them.
All right.
So
Yeah.
will be a push and pull here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to do your last one of that day?
Yeah, I saw a movie called How to Divorce During the War, and I thought this was another documentary, and it wasn't, just because of how it looked and
Oh, that's
the
not
title.
a documentary?
No, it's not. I
Oh,
totally
wow.
thought it was, and I
I
was
did
like,
too,
oh.
this
I
whole
was like,
time.
cool, I'm in for a documentary about somebody's divorce. No, it's just a movie that feels very real to life, so I guess you could kind of view it as a documentary. It's probably a real story somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's about a family of three a country outside of Ukraine. I can't remember which one it is. Like Lithuania maybe, or something like that. And they get a divorce. The mom and dad are like, we're gonna split up. It's the day before the Ukraine war breaks out at the start of 23.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was a fun drama. Both the leads were pretty charming. He's like a shitty screenwriter, you know.
Oh, cool. We like those.
Yeah. What does she do? Oh yeah. Okay. She works at like a slop AI company type of thing. Where
That's kind of fun.
It's not AI. It's like I don't know how to describe the content that they make, but it's online YouTube content for like children, and it kind of feels like Spider-Man Elsa stuff a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's super goofy and such a niche thing to have like your lead have that be their job. I've never seen that portrayed in a movie before.
Feels very like Raja Jude. You know that filmmaker? They did the Let's Expect the End of the World. That one with the bubblegum poster that I liked. 3 hour long. They did this big 3 hour Dracula thing recently. I'm excited to see, with a bunch of weird AI shit in that too. I do like that as a thing. Like, I don't know, representing that in culture I think is important.
Yeah.
Those kinds of people.
So yeah, I don't know, that's her job, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could say that the movie's pretty on the nose about it being like, oh, there's a war in their personal life, and there's a war going on next door in a country over, and they're they're.
It's so weird that it's not a documentary. That's bizarre to me.
And they're keeping like some people from Ukraine at their house, some people that have escaped, and things like that, and I don't know. There's some subtext about people believing in like propaganda and the war and stuff like that. It's kind of, I guess we relate to that here in the U.S.
Yeah,
we got crazy shit happening here too. When do you think the Civil War is breaking out in the U.S.? I'm just curious.
Oh, cool. Let's talk about that.
I'm opening a betting pool. Everyone's like putting in a date.
Cool.
And if everyone's putting in like a month and a year, and if you can get it down to like a week.
I'll say October, the second week of October. What do you say about that?
Of this year? Or like,
yeah, this year.
Of this year. All right. I'm saying May of 27.
May of 27. That seems like a good bet.
All right.
All right. I love that. What do you think about kind of the do the right thing about where the heat like goes into it? If people are out protesting and all this shit's happening still, and it's breaking us down more and more, and then the heat.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that. Maybe you want to hit in August. Maybe you want to hit in August 27. Maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting
question.
Okay. So my first day was just I was trying to get into the premiere of Gail Daugherty and the Celebrity Sex Pass with my pops, and then instead of that, we just went to one that we could get tickets for, and it was Tell Me Everything, which is this this film that I didn't know, but it's from actually Israel, which is kind of fun. I didn't know that going in, and it's not really about that too much. It's 80s in Israel, And it's about this kid who finds out in a terrible manner that his dad is gay, and that's just during the
Terrible manner, like his dad just like getting like pumped in the butt or something, or what?
well, so they go to the pool, the rec center a lot, and he sees dad give him some sloppy in the showers, which is not what you want as a kid, you know. But she's a 12-year-old.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
awesome.
that's not good.
Yeah, not
I was
great.
gonna say if they're both adults and they're both consenting and enjoying it, it's okay.
Oh well, no. Wait, the 12-year-old's not involved in any of the sloppy. It is the 12-year-old seeing the.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
I just want to make sure, and so then he gets real crazy about that. There's a lot of stuff with bodies, men's bodies, women's bodies. He grows up in a house full of women, and I thought that it was kind of about his internalized homophobia peeking through, but mostly because like he's having similar feelings or whatever. But it never really is about that. So I don't know if I just read into that or I don't know. I just assumed it was gay, but no, it's just the dad maybe. It's just about his relationship with his pops. It's a big time jump, but this is like set to a shit ton of like pretty sick music. He called it a rock opera in the Q&A thing afterwards. But it's pretty good. Some really good acting. But it got me thinking. Like it's pretty solid. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere because one, it's from Israel, which isn't awesome, and it was funded by the Israeli government, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Because I think about that, and that's no good. But most other governments besides ours have like funding for the arts, and they're not super picky about what they fund. You know, there's a lot of nasty shit that gets funded from like Australia or New Zealand or wherever, you know. So I wonder if they have just a branch that's just their. I don't know. I didn't know how to read all that.
Yeah.
But it seems to be getting mostly positive reception. But has there been a like world cinema movie that has broken out of Sundance? I just feel like it's not the place for it. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
I just can't think of one.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to like look at. I'd have to go through the archives.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was strange.
I mean,
the closest I could think of is like My House with Netflix. I
Yeah.
got a pretty solid Netflix
well, I mean,
release.
is Talk to Me considered world cinema? I mean, that's a midnight movie, but it's from Australia.
That's a good point. It wasn't in the world cinema like thing, and it is different because it's not like playing in the foreign language like awards race, you know.
Yeah.
But you're right, that is world cinema. So I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah, not bad, not amazing, but there's some really incredible scenes in it.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah, me neither until I saw it, you know. And I haven't heard many people talk about it.
Yeah, I mean that's how a couple of mine, like Who Killed Alex O'Dea and This Divorce During the War, like they don't have like a point rating yet. Not enough people have seen them. Right. Yeah. So.
All right. What's your next one?
All right. So the next day, I tried to get into Buddy, which is one of the big horror movies there. Did not get into it. I have a sort of a second tier press pass, so I'm kind of not first priority, which sucks, but whatever. You know, not quite there yet.
Yeah. Me and Schaefer, we tried to get into a wait list. We did. I was 30 on the wait list, which is not bad. And so me and Schaefer, we went, and then they let no one in on the wait list. This was one of the movies that you just can't get into.
Yeah, they turned away about 130 people in the press line, which is crazy.
Man.
And this movie doesn't have like rave reviews or anything, so that's interesting too.
It is really interesting.
But I don't know, this kind of goes into this year being seeming a little hectic. During the first week at least, I just felt I got a vibe that was like nobody was getting into things. Just like wait list.
I just I got into the second screening of Talk to Me just after I got I heard the reviews, like on a whim, you know. Like, it's just different times.
I just think that if this is the last Sundance in Utah, which it is, like if I live here and I've had this on my bucket list forever, I'm obviously going this year. You know, I'm not going to Boulder to go to Sundance. Fuck no.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's probably why. But
they should have like exclusive passes for people that are like Casper Kelly aficionados, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen both of his Yule log horror movies, so I think that should count for something. There's
Well,
a lot of
I mean,
fake
I
fans
had
in
a
there.
similar thing. I tried to get into the J. Duplass movie that you saw, but I mean, I've met both Mark and Jay. Let me in. I have a picture with Mark.
You should
know?
have pulled some Yeah, you should. Yeah, you
I
need
was
to pull
the
some
first
strings.
person. I was in the first screening of Baltimoreans in South by Southwest
God.
last year.
That's
I don't
so
know why.
fucked.
That is fucked. Anyways, so didn't get into Buddy, but I was hearing good things about this Wu-Tang documentary called The Disciple. So I went to go see The Disciple. I know nothing about Wu-Tang Clan. Not my world at all.
You don't know anything about the 36 Chambers?
What's
What's your favorite of the Chambers?
Number 18.
Yeah, that's good. Cool.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
I listened to a little bit of the album the other day actually, but that was the 36 Chambers one was a record we sold a lot when I worked in the mall. So
Yeah,
like
it's
I knew
classic.
that. I knew that's like one of the great albums. So this is not necessarily about Wu-Tang. It's about I don't quite know how Wu-Tang works. So it's like they have their band, right? The 9 of them.
Yeah.
And then they have like branches. So it's like they find other hip hop groups and are like, you're in the Wu-Tang
They
Clan,
absorb them?
but you're a different branch. You're somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Type of thing.
West
So,
Coast Avengers.
yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Or, you know, like different series going on at once at companies, stuff like that, you know. Mm-hmm. Like The Ringer.
Oh, wow. Like The Ringer on
like
Netflix.
The Ringer on Netflix. So the first half of this documentary is about, what's his name? Civil Rings? Something like that. He's a fan of theirs, and then he like met them. The first half is like a follow your dreams type of thing. Mm-hmm. This documentary's got a good sense of style. It's shot in black and white. It's got good archive footage. Everyone is very charming.
Cool.
And then the second half is where things get really interesting because I knew nothing about this.
The album hold.
The album hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the producer and sort of brainchild behind that album, next to RZA, who's the main guy in Wu-Tang. I apologize if I'm getting these names wrong. I just, that's the sort of pop culture thing that is so fascinating to me, and I didn't know about it. Like, I've never heard of that ever, that there's one copy of this album. And
Jassel has it, right?
no, not anymore.
Oh.
It's some things happen. He doesn't have the album anymore. It's the government has it, actually.
Wow.
It's just they compared it to not the Holy Grail scene, the Ark of Covenant scene at the end of Indiana Jones, where it's just like sitting in a vault somewhere.
Oh, no.
The guy that they sold it to, I don't know if I'm getting too into the documentary, but he got arrested.
Wow.
Shortly after they sold the album to him. But I don't know, that was so interesting to hear about, because as a physical media fan, you know, I am like, you know, music is art, and it should be, you know, no. I don't know, I just thought that it was just so interesting to learn about that. I had never heard of it before, and I think that's just such an interesting story of having this record, and then somebody buys it for $2 million, and the guy ends up being like a horrible person and gets arrested.
Yeah,
and,
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I'm kind of spoiling the doc, but you know, I mean, this is all on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
so,
like.
yeah, I really loved this doc though. I thought it had, you know, like I said, a great sense of style, and again kept me awake early in the morning. So
That's sick.
yeah, one of my favorite things I saw out of the festival this year was this documentary.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that one. That's good to hear. It's got some style to it.
Yeah.
All right, now it's my day of threes
Okay.
with my dad. So I started with The Wait.
Okay.
This is the new film from an editor man. He's edited a lot of things, a lot of random things. 17 again, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. You know.
Very cool.
It looks like he like executive produced on The Exorcism, the worst of the two movies about Russell Crowe being an exorcist that came out like back-to-back years.
Yeah.
And then I think he pulled some strings there and got Russell Crowe, and then I think from there he got Ethan Hawke, and this is kind of a sorcerer type movie, trudging through a wilderness thing in the Great Depression. Ethan Hawke is arrested in a bogus way, and he's got his daughter, and so he needs to get back to his daughter, but he's a smart young man, and so he gets recruited to do this mission where he has to bring a couple of bags of gold bars to the government or whatever, and trudge through all this place and keep it safe from people trying to raid it. Mm-hmm. And it's really real pretty.
Yeah.
And the sound is awesome. It's a pretty meaty movie, pretty like dudes hitting heads with rocks kind of movie, and it's kind of awesome. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
there's some really crazy things that they accomplish like in the wilderness. Like I really don't know how they did a couple of things. There's a great like log set piece that's pretty incredible. It's got a really fun and kind of accessible like writing style to it. It's a little like 2010s style of kind of humor and getting you to like these characters, which sometimes I bumped on, but
Yeah.
I think it was a really good crowd pleaser. It's got a little bit of prescience to it. They kind of drive that home a little bit, but it is mostly just like you get to know these dudes and one lady, and then some people start dying, and it was pretty good. I think this will be I think it seems like a good Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Even though it looks so pretty, so it feels like kind of in the vein. It's the Train Dreams
yeah.
type of cinematography.
It's got a log scene.
It's got a log scene. Yeah.
Wow.
Different than what I've heard of Train Dreams.
Yeah.
Which me and my dad have decided we're gonna just like watch all of the awards contenders like in one day. We're just gonna fucking slam them.
That's crazy. Good luck with
I
that.
know. Yeah. Good luck with that.
I mean, you've seen 7 of them, most of them, right?
So we're gonna just the ones I haven't seen. So
okay, that's not bad then.
yeah, and the ones he wants to watch. So
Okay.
it's like that, and then sentimental value and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, this is pretty good. I wonder where it's gonna go. I really do, because it's gonna sell somewhere. But that's another thing we should talk about, is that there hasn't been a lot of sales.
Yeah.
It's been like there was like 3 for a long time, and then Sony Pictures just picked up a couple. Yeah, not a lot of sales compared to like I used to have like IndieWire article bookmarked, and then I check regularly to see like what was going down during the festival, and like it seems like it's a lot slower this time around, or at least it's happening after the festival. I don't know, less urgency. And the next one was See You When I See You, which might be my favorite of the festival. This or Josephine.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
have you seen the Cooper Rife movies?
Yes, I have. I wanted to get into this one because I've been such a fan for a couple of years, and
He's got your name and stuff.
he does have my name, but I think he's just a young guy who's created like a TV show for himself, and like just cast pretty women in his movies with him, and he's a real independent filmmaker, and it's very inspiring.
Yes,
he is,
he
because
is.
he's so young.
And it really shouldn't work. I rewatched Shithouse with my dad because he hadn't seen Shithouse, but he loved Cha Cha Real Smooth, and he fell in love with Cooper Raiff. But that's Cooper Raiff's thing as a director, is to make you fall in love with Cooper Raiff.
Yeah.
Which I could find super obnoxious, but it works for me, and I do fall in love with that man. You know?
Yeah.
And I do find his style so charming, and he's got a couple like really powerful moves in his belt as an actor.
Yeah.
That I found wonderful.
Is he just an actor in this, or did he like?
He's just an actor.
Okay,
that's what's so interesting about this, is that I don't think we've seen him outside of him like things that he's directed.
Yeah.
And so the Duplass, Jay Duplass is just like using him, and he's a lot less of what he is in those ones. They use some of his powers every once in a while, but it's mostly like it's a really interesting performance. Like it's really really good, and complicated and messy and sad. But this is about it's based off of a true story, which I didn't know, about a family who one of the members of the family, the sister, kills herself. And they've got to deal with that. And there's some other stuff going around, but it's pretty simple. But it's one of the best depictions of PTSD I've ever seen. And it's just got this really perfect tone between like super heavy drama and the funny stuff. It's got, I don't know, David Duchovny is really good. Caitlin Dever just is destructive as the sister.
Right.
And it just feels really, really specific and loving, and never really like melodramatic or sappy. I don't know. It felt very true to life, and it's one that'll break you if you're willing. And I was kind of even going into it and not really feeling receptive to getting broke, but this one broke me in a way that I haven't been broken a little bit. So.
Yeah. Have you seen any other movies from Jay?
Jay? No.
I think you should watch the Baltimore one, the one that I saw at South by Southwest. I think you would like that one.
I've heard lots of great stuff.
Yeah.
Christmas? Ooh.
Yeah, it is a Christmas movie.
Damn, I should have watched that last year.
Yeah, and I have to wait for like next Christmas.
I know that sucks.
That really does suck, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And then that was the premiere at Eccles, and then we stuck around just at Eccles for the next one, which was Queen of Chess. So,
okay. Cool.
All right, you're next.
Okay, I have a movie called The Incomer that I saw same day as The Disciple, later in the afternoon. I saw this. This is a movie about two siblings that live in, like, they're not quarantined. What's the right word? They live isolated. Isolated. That's cool. The word. On an island, and there is somebody from the outside world that comes to the island, who is what's his name? The guy from Ex Machina.
Oh, I know. Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason. Yes, he's the incomer. So, I don't know. It's just kind of a fish out of water movie. I liked it. I didn't love the humor in it. It didn't always work for me. It was a little, I don't know, millennial. I say that a lot about humor.
I mean,
movies, but,
especially with Sundance, like this, the humor can go that way pretty easily.
But I don't know. This is pretty charming, and the audience seemed to be into it that I was with, and I don't really have a ton to say about it. It was just like kind of a fun movie about this guy coming to this island and him dealing with these like socially awkward people that think he's a threat. I don't know. There's some fun physical humor in it. Yeah. But I don't know. Not a whole lot to say. It's a solid movie, I guess. That's cool. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it.
All right. I want to talk one more about See You When I See You. Just one thing I forgot to tell you, because I've heard that this is pretty rare for a J. Duplass movie, but he plays with visual effects like a couple of times, like in pretty big sequences, and a lot of like pretty not experimental, maybe experimental like types of filmmaking to replicate like the PTSD. It isn't interesting. It isn't like what I expected it to be of like as just a Sundance grief movie. It is kind of fucking with form in a really interesting way. I thought you'd find that interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, he's such an independent filmmaker who like doesn't his stuff is just so human and so like on the ground, so to speak. You know, that him having something like that in his movie is interesting. He
said that in his script they started being like interior his psyche or whatever, and they are really it's not over the top with how they do it, but it's really like scary and effective like how they do it. I thought it was. Yeah, I'm excited for you to see that bad boy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, do you want to do yours next?
Another one? I saw. So the next morning, I went and I saw a movie called Leviticus. This is bought by Neon.
Yeah, one of the
big horror movies out of the festival. I forgot to mention, but I met some friends while I was up here. Some people that work on Signpost, where I used to work. So the person that took my job as editor there. Cool. And some of his reporters. So I saw a few movies with them and like some of their photographers. So this movie is an Australian. It's an Australian horror movie, queer horror movie. A kind of very similar to It Follows. I don't know if you've like looked into this movie at all, but
just the synopsis.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very similar to It Follows. Maybe a little too much similar to It Follows. I enjoyed it though. I wish it was a little meaner. It's pretty tame, which makes me very curious about how Neon's going to market it, because they tend to do the like
this shit's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, it's gonna really scare you. Yeah, that sort of thing, and it's really not like that. You know,
softer. Is it a sweet? Is it kind of got a sweet tone to it, or does it just kind of pull its punches?
I mean, there's just not like enough kills in the movie. You know.
Does it love his characters too much?
I guess so. There's just not a lot of characters in it in general, though.
Copy.
I can think of maybe 2 kills in the whole movie. I shouldn't have said that. That's probably, I don't know, revealing too much about it.
Dude,
but
okay.
Like it was solid. Like I'm probably never going to think about it again. I don't think it's going to make like my best of year horror list or anything. But like I had a good time with it. I can't find the Letterboxd review, but it was something like we saw this movie at like 8:30 in the morning.
Damn.
And it was
it's not prime for a horror movie.
Yeah, okay, wait, hold on, here it is. A rub-and-tub sequence at 8:30 a.m. The Sundance programs are absolute gooners.
Hell yeah.
Yes, that's the review.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. It was solid. I would recommend it, but I wouldn't. Definitely don't get your hopes up too high or anything.
All right.
For something like this.
It kind of felt like they bought this because there was there's not a whole lot popping like in the horror game here. There's not a lot of Neon like core things that came out of this festival. I don't know. Yeah. Does it feel like it was met with like super like a bidding war or anything like that? It feels like Neon just kind of swooped that bad boy up.
Yeah.
You know?
The 2 leads are good. Joe Bird, he's in Talk to Me. I don't remember his role in that movie, but he's in that.
Is he the brother?
Yes, he is the younger brother. That's
Okay.
who he is.
Yeah, he is
He's
good
one
in
of
that
them.
movie.
Yeah, he's a little older now. That's why I didn't recognize him. But yeah, I don't know. I'd recommend it. It's okay, but it is watered down. It follows.
Where do you think Buddy's gonna go? Is that a Shudder guy?
That seems like a Shudder movie to me.
Interesting. It's got a large cast.
It does have a large
And
cast.
from what I can understand, like a larger budget. I wonder.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wonder where it'll go. Because I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting. My next one, I saw Gail Daugherty, The Celebrity Sex Pass.
Yes.
This is another one I watched with my dad. I kind of programmed around my dad, because we like Wet Hot America's Summer. You haven't seen that one, yeah?
No, I haven't.
I would recommend it. I think it's amazing. It's one of my favorite comedy movies, and it has this amazing feeling of so many really talented people that are not yet famous, and a couple of people that were kind of famous at the time, just in a camp together, making something for little to no money, and just having a blast with it. And it's kind of ahead of its time. It's really something special. And so this is from that director, and I kind of have this incredible premise. Do you know the premise of this bad boy?
No, I don't. Zoe's in this though, right?
Yeah, Zoe Deutsch is in it.
Yeah, I should have gone to see this.
Which she's my wife, and she's my dad's wife as well.
Yeah.
And ever since everybody wants some, and it's about her. She's getting married, and she and her fiance, they talk about having a celebrity sex pass.
Right.
And he enacts on it. I won't say with who, but he gets an opportunity and fucks his celebrity hall pass.
Hell yeah.
And so she just travels to LA to fulfill her sex pass, which is John Hamm. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. Here's the genius thing about this movie is that it is structured like The Wizard of Oz. So, but if the wizard is John Hamm's cock, So she goes around LA and she comes upon various equivalents to the Scarecrow and Tin Man or whatever. But one of them is John Slattery, who is one of the main characters of Mad Men.
Yeah.
And as himself.
Interesting.
And he is fucking on fire in this movie. It's incredible. But this movie is it's 20% Mad Men, and then 60% Wizard of Oz, and the last little bit is Wet Hot. And so it's just it was a perfect little stew for me and my dad, because we just watched Mad Men over the last year. But if you haven't seen Wet Hot American Summer and you haven't seen Mad Men, I wonder how much this movie works, which is such a weird thing for a movie to be, But it's got some incredible stuff, some good violence in it out of nowhere, some solid jokes. But I think it really doesn't work for the first 30 minutes. And when John Slattery comes in, everything seems to go up. John Hamm's really great in it, and it follows the structure of Wizard of Oz to a T, which is kind of fun.
Is that super obvious?
Yes.
Okay.
She comes from Kansas. She wears a little patch of Dorothy's, it looks like Dorothy's dress a little bit. Gail Daugherty, Dorothy Gale, there's a lot of those kinds of things in it.
Yeah.
So figuring out how they're doing it and how they're incorporating it is fun, and they have a lot of people from Wet Hot that have gone on to be famous in it as favors. But it looks kind of like shit, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
I think Wet Hot looks pretty good, and just comedies just feel like they can look like shit nowadays, and that's a sad trend. But I don't really know where this goes. I don't know where this audience is, but I enjoyed it.
That sounds like I would enjoy it. How is Zoe in it?
She's great. I mean,
right.
she's stuck in very optimistic, kind of sweet, innocent kind of mode for most of it, which isn't super complicated, but she's great. She's always winning, and it's got Ben Wang in it, the guy that's been in everything, the Karate Kid, and the Long Walk Kid. He's in the Mean Girls movie too, and he's going to be in the new Hunger Games. He's pretty good in it. And Ken Marino, which helped write it, and he's a often collaborator. Is Richard Kind is pretty good in it. There's a lot of, it's very very cameo focused as well.
Yeah.
But it's got some just incredible bits in it.
I hope I get the chance to see this movie.
I hope you do as well, sir.
Okay, I saw a movie later that afternoon called Filipiana. That seems to have a mostly positive reception, but is maybe my least favorite thing I saw at the festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's this one again?
Okay, so it's about like various girls working at a country club.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what country they're in. I think it's somewhere in Asia though, somewhere in that area.
Awesome. Love that area.
Yeah, that area of the world.
Yeah.
You know, I just like it's very pretty. It's like one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen. I don't know what it's shot on, but it looks incredible, and the blocking's pretty good too. Like it's eye candy, the whole thing, but it's very, very slow.
Yeah.
And like just not engaging. I don't know if I'm brain rotted and I can't pay attention to movies or something, but I just found like none of the characters very likable or interesting. But it's a movie about golf courses being inherently evil, which is kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah, good for them.
Of like people at golf courses are evil, you know, if you have time to spend at a golf course, you know, at your country club, your private country club, then you're like probably not a good person. You need to see Send Help. Like, I guess they're kind of a good double feature in that sense.
Awesome. I can't wait for Send Help. I can't fucking wait.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really. I just thought this like moved at like a snail's pace and just like wasn't that fun to watch. And it was another one where I wanted to kind of take a nap a little bit. But again, very lovely. I don't know who the cinematographer is, but good job.
They're going places, perhaps.
They're going places. Please shoot more movies, but maybe do it with a bit more pizzazz next time.
I've got a really, really slow, gorgeous movie coming up here, too, in a second, so
all right.
We'll compare.
Yeah, I don't know what sort of legs this thing has. This definitely isn't going to be like a mainstream movie or anything. I don't know. This could end up on the backside of Mubi or something like that.
Right, movie. Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
You can see some Mubi in here. Mubi might snatch up a couple of these. Heard about what was it called, like Roquet or something like that? The Warner Brothers branch. Have you heard about this?
I haven't. No.
Some cool filmmakers got like they're opening up a new like branch of Warner Brothers. This was announced before the whole merger thing, and it seems to be like higher budgeted things than like Warner Independent was back. Like rest in peace. Like that lasted like a year or two, but smaller than something like New Line or Warner Brothers proper. And it looks like they're trying to acquire some things out of this. I wonder what they will acquire. And they're starting to develop like a couple a year of like seems like horror-y things. I don't know if it's Roki. I might be getting that wrong.
Yeah.
But always something to look out for. All right, next up, we go into the online stuff. Well, I have one extra, one in person, but I invited the homies over to watch Josephine.
Oh, I'm gonna wait. We should do this one last, I think.
Yeah, sure. Then I'll go next up. I saw Saturday. The last one I saw in theaters was The Moment.
The Moment. All
so
right.
we could talk about this.
I could have gotten into The Moment's press screening. I kind of wanted to go home. I was pretty tired, and then I was just like, it comes out in like a week.
Yeah,
but I definitely could have gotten into it if I wanted to.
I found this movie fascinating, and I don't. It's one of those movies that, like, my pitch on it would be that it's kind of not bad on purpose, but there's a feeling about it throughout it where you're like, where the fuck is this going? Like, what's up with this?
Yeah.
And by the end, you're either like, this is kind of brilliant, or you're just like, this is fucking nothing. Yeah. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of in between. And I found it really interesting and kind of a ballsy thing for her to do with this movie. It's bizarre. I will have to talk about it. I do recommend you see it. It's such an interesting like thing to make about the music industry. Yeah. And an alternative to making like a concert movie, a traditional concert movie, and as a reaction to Brat is so interesting. Like I am a Charlie guy, but I don't think I would let that cloud my judgment here. I think this is one of the more fascinating things a celebrity's done in a long time. Okay. And I think I don't know. This is such a good movie to talk about, I think.
All right. Well, it comes out in like what, a week or two, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I'll just say like some small things about it. Skarsgård cooks in it. I've heard a lot of people shitting on Charlie XCX and her other movies that premiered. I Want Your Sex and The Gallerist. Yeah. But she's good in here. I mean, she's cast as herself, you know, and is probably put into positions where she had a large amount of creative control on here, so she's put into positions to succeed. But I thought she was pretty good, and yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it later then, I guess.
Of the people I follow on Letterboxd, you're the only one that's given a positive review.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a... Yeah, I heard a lot of shit about it, but I think that maybe they don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm excited to see it.
This is a movie that if you don't know about Brett, like at least in the how it went down and where she's at right now, it is kind of a nothing movie, and you might walk away from it and being like, "What the fuck is that?"
Is it true there's no Brat songs in it?
It's not true.
Okay.
But there's not many.
All right. Interesting. That's one of the things that I heard.
There's a really funny needle drop in it that's not Brat that they use in like a pivotal scene near the end that is pretty funny. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this.
All right. I watched a documentary called Paralyzed by Hope, the Maria Bamford story. Do you know who Maria Bamford is?
I don't think so.
Okay, so she's kind of like... she's a comedian, and she's kind of described as like almost making it. Like she's almost always on the cusp of being like huge. She kind of came up in the Zach Galifianakis era. She like toured with him a lot. They would do like comedy specials together.
Cool. Her
and a couple other people. I can't remember who else was in their crew.
Oh, I've seen her face.
But yeah, she used to do like Target ads, and then she had like a...
Oh yes, she did.
She had like a Netflix show for a couple years. And I didn't know who she was.
Is she in the Christian the Barb and Star? Is she the
I don't know if she's in Barb and Star.
Okay.
But anyways, I loved this documentary. I thought it was very, very charming. It's directed by Judd Apatow.
Oh, cool.
And Neil Berkeley, that's his name. And it was just incredibly charming. Her sense of humor didn't like entirely work for me. Like it was maybe a 50% hit rate. Like she's very... Again, I don't want to say millennial again, but it's very like Jim Carrey impression type of thing going on. And that to me just like is a big turnoff, but she's never like not charming. She's always charming. And we go into like her life story and all that, and you know, her husband and things like that, and her career, which is just very interesting because again, she's like never quite made it. She's like just always on the cusp, if I could talk. And
you talk great, buddy.
Thank you. But it's the whole thing is that she has like some serious mental health problems. So it's like a big exploration into how she handles that and how that affects her comedy and stuff like that, and how she's like dealt with it through her comedy and like made it like a part of her thing and like on the internet when she started to make internet content. And she has like a Netflix special that most Netflix comedian specials are like, you know, a crowd. They're in a big venue.
Yeah.
It's just her in her living room with her two parents. And
I like that.
So she's just super weird and super interesting, and she's very zany. And her house was affected by the LA fires last year, and so it's kind of where it like leaves off. But she just seems like a very like authentic person. And again, I didn't love her style of humor, but I didn't want to leave the documentary though. Like I was like, this could go on for a couple more hours and I'd be fine like sitting here like listening to her talk.
That does sound really interesting. You know?
Yeah. I imagine this will have some bigger release at some point because it is a Judd Apatow related project.
Could be a Max thing.
Yeah, I believe she's worked with Judd on something before. I don't know what. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just a very charming little movie that not a lot of people saw. I hope it gets more eyes on it at some point. So
yeah. Let's see. So I'll talk about my last day then. Just yesterday. So I had 4 movies left to watch, and I was gonna slam them through the day at my parents' house, and they could come in and out or whatever. There's some I got 2 that I thought my dad would like. Carousel's one of them. This is the new film from Rachel Lambert. Do you see Sometimes I Think About Dying?
I don't think so.
It's pretty good. I really like her style of movies, which is just like sad, slow, gorgeous movies about sad, slow, and sleepy and gorgeous people. And this one's very much like that. This is one of the worst reviewed movies at the festival. Like if you look at Letterboxd, but they're little bastards. I don't think they're correct. I don't know. I really think that this is it is just kind of my shit. It just looks so gorgeous, but it is kind of jagged and slow and strange. Like, there's a lot of artsy flourishes that didn't need to be there. But this is Chris Pine and Jenny Slate. Chris Pine is Papa, and Jenny Slate is a debate teacher of Chris Pine's daughter. they had a relationship early in life, and now they're being thrust back together by fate or whatnot. And it's just about being sad and lonely and sleepy as an adult and trying to date around that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a 15-minute, maybe, I don't know how long it is, but it felt like 15-minute solid argument that felt like right out of like one of the greatest arguments this side of Before Midnight, you know?
Was it about the countertop or something, right?
Yeah. Sean talked about this a little bit, but yeah, it is around, it's not about it, but it is just around a countertop,
Mm-hmm.
but it's shot gorgeously, and it's just like, the whole movie is these pretty jagged little spots, like in the timeline or whatever. Sometimes they'll go back in the timeline and back and forth or whatever between these two people, and it's kind of hard to tell what's happening, but it's always really vibey and beautiful, and got a really nice soundtrack. But then it just stops. The movie just stops for like 15 minutes. It has this really incredibly written and wonderfully staged and wonderfully acted centerpiece thing to it, and I just thought I thought that was incredible. And Chris Pine's I just really like Chris Pine, and Jenny Slate's really good in this. I haven't really seen her do anything like serious, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, It Ends With Us, maybe you could call it that, but she's kind of more of the funny character in that. Like, I'm looking at her filmography or whatever, and damn, dude. So this is nice that she got like a pretty serious, like meaty role here, but it seems to be getting received a lot worse than Sometimes I Think About Dying. But I think she's just going more into her zone, and I like her zone, so I'll be there for the next one. And then I watched American Doctor, which is probably the best reviewed doc out of the festival. And so, yeah, my sister wanted to watch this, and my aunt wanted to watch this, and I wanted to watch it, so we watched it. It's about the Israel-Palestine conflict from the perspective of 3 American doctors. One of them is Palestinian, one of them is Jewish, and one is Zoroastrian. And it's mostly about them, but all of the things that I've been pitched about this is how nasty it is, and how essential and grueling and like incredible it is. And I think I just found out that maybe I know more about Gaza than most people, because there wasn't a lot in this like movie that I didn't already know and haven't like kind of seen footage of.
Yeah.
And I didn't find the doctors all that interesting, and the structure of it I didn't really find that interesting. This was one that I dozed off for like five minutes in there, and that's not what you want to do for this one, you know. Yeah. But there are this has a pretty incredible opening. Have you heard about the opening of this?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's the only time you see the documentarian, and it's during an interview with one of the doctors, and he's talking about one of the attacks, and he's showing her a picture. He describes it. It's a bunch of children, young children, like dead in a row or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, yeah, and in the documentary we're gonna have to like pixelate that, you know, blur it or whatever. And he's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That is journalistic malpractice if you do that. The people like need to see this. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of and then the camera just pans over and you just see it. Just like 5 little children, bullets in their heads, you know?
Right.
And that's kind of I think it's a great start to a documentary to be like, it felt very kind of humble. Like she kind of got humbled there.
Yeah. And
then used that as like the mantra for the rest of the movie, which I think is pretty cool. And there are some pretty incredible like works of journalism in it. But there's a lot of scenes of one of the doctors being interviewed on television, like from their laptop, and you just see them being interviewed on the laptop. And I just didn't find a lot of that stuff interesting. It does, like, if everyone saw this movie, the world would be a better place. But if you know a lot about it and you've seen a lot of stuff about it, there isn't a lot here, and I didn't find it very interesting, like formally, or didn't do much for me, which is a strange thing to say about it. And I mean, it's still like solid, but I just, this is gonna get nominated for an Oscar. This is like,
yeah. So
I just was expecting something a little bit more raw, like experiential, and I don't know. I wanted to feel it a little bit more than I did. And I thought about what role this has. Like, how many people are going to be watching this that aren't aware of this things happening over there? And is this like playing for, like, preaching to the choir a little bit?
Yeah.
And I wonder if stuff like social media is more important than big, like, nice looking docs like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That reminds me of the 2,000 meters documentary I saw last year at Sundance, which is about, Ukraine, but that's, war footage and stuff like that. So,
but that one, from what I can understand, it is just like, that is very, like, experiential. Like, it's very cinematic and scary and raw.
Yeah.
And this one is a lot less like that. I don't know. It doesn't feel as personal, or there are some really incredible, like, moments in it, but it wasn't the majority of it. So I was kind of surprised by that.
all right, I got two more, and then before we talk about Josephine. So I saw the movie that I wanted to see the most at the festival. Somehow I got into I Want Your Sex, which is the new Gregor Rocky film, who is a filmmaker I've seen maybe half of their filmography. And it has a 5-star movie under their belt for me, so I'm like, I want to see this. This is kind of a lukewarm reception so far, as a lot of more modern Gregor Rocky films do. He hasn't made a movie though in like 14 years.
Right, he made a show.
He's been doing a lot of TV. I was looking at his filmography. He did some of that Dahmer show.
Oh, good for him.
He did some episodes of Riverdale.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. Good for him.
Yeah. Kind of interesting stuff. He's just been in the world of TV for the past few years. He's kind of a provocative filmmaker. So, I guess it kind of gives you an idea of what he's been up to. But I liked this. I thought it was fun. Not great. It didn't like blow me away or anything. But it stars Olivia Wilde, Cooper Hoffman, Mason Gooding, who's Hard Eyes guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and. So it's about Cooper Hoffman, who's like started working for Olivia Wilde, and they start having a like weird, uncomfortable relationship at work and outside of work and stuff like that. And it's pretty gnarly, some of the stuff they're showing.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I really like wanted to see Cooper Hoffman in that way, that really. But it's kind of in the same vein as Dad. I've seen Philip Seymour Hoffman like masturbate probably 5 times in movies. So. It's kind of
good for him.
Good for him. Good to see. Good to see.
That's interesting because I heard it wasn't like provocative enough for some people. Like I thought it was. Kind of
maybe.
But I maybe I just heard some dang ass freaks saying that.
It's funny. It's pretty campy. It doesn't always work, but I would be curious to know what you think of it. Charlie XCX is in it, and she kind of sucks in the movie, but it's like okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because it fits the vibe of the movie. I do wonder how this would be received if this wasn't from Iraqi, who's Sundance alum and who people generally like and has a cult following. If this was just somebody's fucking movie, I wonder if it would have even less of a positive response, It's interesting though, and there's a lot of like talk about how people our age like don't care about sex as much as older generations used to, and stuff like that. So.
Great shame.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. I don't really have like a ton to say about it. It's very campy, and it's not going to work for a lot of people. But it was a fun watch at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that is awesome at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I had tickets for a midnight one on Saturday, but I already been up to Park City that day, and I was just like, I fucking goddamn it, and then I sold it.
I don't think it's like a big deal that you like missed it.
I was just so tired. I don't know.
Yeah, Cooper's good in it though. Season tickets for him.
For sure.
They say. Olivia Wilde is good in it too, but I don't know. It's an okay movie. I don't know if I'll like think about it very much.
It's a bummer that's not like a full banger.
Yeah. There's a lot of banging in it, but it's not full banging.
It does sound awesome then.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have any more?
I do have one more. I have a documentary I saw called Ghost in the Machine.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's ass.
Yeah, it's not great. Probably the lowest reviewed thing I saw while I was here. And this is kind of how I ended like my in-person festival going for forever, I guess.
Beautiful.
In Park City. So it's not really ideal. So it's about the history of AI and like the origins of AI and where it currently sits in in culture. And I thought that sounds kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah.
I would like to...
It's on the mind.
It is on the mind. I'd like to learn a little bit more about it. So it's... I don't even know how to, like, describe it, but it kind of, like, goes into, like, where intelligence comes from. Where does the word intelligence come from? What is intelligence?
All right,
and it goes back to, like, deep-seated racism in Europe and how white people used to, like... when we created intelligence, it was based off white persons, educated people in Europe's intelligence. Yes. And so if you know, it's things like that.
It's like the bigotry and the testing,
exactly,
tests and stuff.
Yeah.
I get you.
So, and then, you know, we kind of move into the world of artificial intelligence and where that comes from. And the first time the phrase AI was used was in like the 70s. I can't remember if it was something related to like science fiction or not, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I agree with a lot of what it has to say in its position on AI, which is, you know, against AI. But it's not a very exciting watch. It kind of does feel like a PowerPoint presentation, a lot of it. Has this really interesting thing where the entire movie, the top of the screen in the corner, there's a small little block of text that says, like, not AI. And then anytime they show something that is AI, it says AI. And it's there the whole movie. This is the most walkouts I saw while I was there.
Do you think all movies should have that?
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at some point where we have to, like... There was one time a few years ago, I think we were in a film class together and we were talking about AI, and I think Paige, you remember Paige?
Yeah, I remember Paige.
She said that one of her predictions in the future was that there would come a point where we have a stamp of approval on movie posters that say no AI was used in this sort of thing. Kind of felt like that. Interesting.
Yeah. We have it in credits in some things, but yeah.
But I don't know. It was it was kind of informative, you know, learning a little bit about the history of AI and some of its damages that it's caused and how big these fucking AI centers are that, you know, host these platforms and stuff like that. It's not pro AI. It's dunking on AI the whole time and dunking on Elon and stuff like that. And I don't know. It was just kind of boring, though. I wanted it to be over.
Yeah, there's a weird spot where some of those, like, that kind of documentary is like, why aren't you a video essay? Like, what makes you better than a video essay?
Yeah, it pretty much was a video essay. Yeah.
There's some good ass video essays out there, so it's an interesting spot for documentaries to be at. Like those types of documentaries, like from a perspective, and is research based, but not like a traditional documentary. Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of assumed it was muddled in its take about AI because of how low it was being how poorly it was being received.
I mean, it's maybe a little muddled, you know, but it's just a lame thing.
Cool.
That I could have watched on YouTube probably.
Yeah. So
then we got one more we watched together.
Yeah. Let's talk Joe.
So you called me. I was walking through a park in Layton.
It's true.
And there was a big car accident happening down the street.
Oh, that's what that sound was. Awesome.
And so there were police pulling up and stuff like that. And I was kind of like, what the fuck's going on over there? And you said, hey, I got some Sundance screeners. And I said, hell yeah, I'll come over. And then I chose the movie Josephine.
Yes, you did.
And I kind of thought it'd just be you and me. No offense to our friends Ben, Josh, and my girlfriend Lucy, but if I'd known, I maybe would have chose a different movie that isn't so heavy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
American Doctor.
Yeah, here's the thing. That's on me because Ben, my friend Ben, he wanted to come over and play Mario Kart, you know. So he was already coming over, so I was like, well, Ben, is it all right if we hit up we watch a Sundance movie? And he was like, hell yeah, dude, because he likes to watch the Sundance movies.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I know Josh is having he's interested in the good movies of Sundance, and he hasn't been seeing like a lot of the good stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the best stuff. This is the best one. So I was like, hey, are you interested? I have a thing. It was more of like, I knew that this was not the vibe for a group watch with the homies, you know? But I did also know that this was the number one thing, and it was kind of a good get. Like, I got this, like, day one, because I was just like, I think Channing Tatum picks interesting projects. Let's bet on this guy.
Right.
And so it's kind of hard to get tickets to, like, in person, and it's sold out online, you know? So, I don't know. But I should have warned Benjamin more. I told him it was tough. I told him it was real tough, but I didn't tell him why, which I should have done, I think. Yeah. So this is a film. It is about a girl named Josephine. How old is she? You think?
She's 8 years old.
8 years old.
Yeah.
And she's being raised by Channing Tatum and Gemma Chan. And she, one day while she's hanging with her father in the park playing soccer and such, she gets astray, and she witnesses a violent sexual attack against a woman, and she sees it all.
Yes.
And we see it all. Mm-hmm. One like big stagnant shot, long, this in real time. No flashy anything, nothing, no. It's
no beating around the bush, so to speak.
No beating around the bush at all. It is really awful and realistic. Just one of the worst things you can see, you know. Yeah. But and the rest of the movie is just reckoning with that. Like, what if a kid saw that?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's pretty much the description for the movie.
That's it. Yeah. And what makes this, it's just like, that is an incredible thing to like. How am I wording this? You really need to be able to cash that check. You know, you really need to be able to pay out with that, or else you are the worst guy ever made.
Yeah,
like, this is the worst movie ever made. But they meet it there, and they use really, really incredible, really clever filmmaking to show like how a child would perceive this, and uses it to think about broader things in the world and how maybe we're accustomed to things that we shouldn't be accustomed to, and what if we look at it through the eyes of a child, maybe some things that are stupid and terrible that we kind of have come used to start to stick out. And this kid is incredible.
Yeah, it's a great performance all around.
Performances are pretty incredible, and it's just a great script, and the cinematography is really exciting and inventive. Mm-hmm. And it never felt in bad taste, ever. Yeah.
There's a really great... I mean, I don't want to say what it is, but there's a great scene, like I guess the climactic scene at the end of the movie. The court scene. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. Is that a spoiler to say there's a court scene?
I don't know. She has to give a statement.
She's obviously the sole witness of this assault. So
what happens when a kid has to do that? Yeah. Process that. How much do you tell the kid? How much does she figure out on her own?
But I think it's like one of the best scenes in the movie is this court scene.
For sure.
So
it is pretty incredible. Yeah. It felt just on another level than a lot of Sundance movies. Mm-hmm. It felt maybe even... I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how you view a Sundance movie, because this feels like above its weight class a little bit. It felt like more of something that would come out in like in Cannes or like Venice or something. It felt a little bit higher echelon like that. Like the Sundance movies are usually pretty like not flashy, I guess, or it felt so sophisticated in its filmmaking that it felt a little bit out. I don't know. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. I don't know. I mean, it is sophisticated, but I think it does have a place at Sundance, you know?
Yeah, me too.
Like, Sundance is a place for a lot of dramas and things that are very like methodical and stuff like that, or at least in my perception of it, you know? I've heard the phrase walk and talk a lot. Not that this is a walk and talk movie, but it feels like a Sundance movie to me. But I don't know. Its award chances, I don't know. I don't even know though, because like Train Dreams doesn't feel like a Sundance movie to me, you know?
Interesting.
So, but this does feel very similar to Sorry Baby in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but Sorry Baby is so much about like screenplay forward, and it's this like person's comedic persona, and it's so like the scope feels a lot smaller, even though it's like not too like they are both about similar things, and like I think Sorry Baby is beautiful, but this feels like, I don't know, it feels like every decision made with like camera movements and staging and like the performances are so dialed in that it feels so specific, and so like it felt like they had a lot of budget to work with, even though they probably didn't.
They're shooting in San Francisco. It's very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. Yeah, it's... Yeah, what do you think about its worst chances? Because I thought about Room a lot.
Yeah, I thought about Room a lot as well.
I think this is a lot better than Room.
Do you? I think I like Room more.
I mean, I haven't seen Room in a while, but
I rewatched Room within the past 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's still a banger?
I think so, and I don't know. It's a hard conversation to have. I think Room does feel more cinematic to me, like the escape scene and stuff like that.
I mean, that is, and then the needle drop there.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
And I think the end of Room hits me a lot harder than this movie does, when young Tremblay goes back to the room and it's just like, it's so small, you know, like that I think resonates with me a lot more than this movie's final moments.
Yeah, I get you. This feels so much more like realistic to me. Like, and they're different types of movies. It feels like. This movie just feels like I know people like this. I know kids like that. I know like it's so upsetting because of how realistically everyone acts in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really did get under my skin, and I got. It's one of the most scared I've been in a movie. They have a couple of. They spend a good like 20-30 minutes in the middle building tension towards something. Yeah. And I really didn't know what the movie was capable of, and so I was pretty uncomfortable and scared in a way that I only felt like when I was getting into movies. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And those kinds, and like scarier things, like horror doesn't do that for me, and I felt that. It was weird. I thought I was done with that feeling, but it kind of came back. And especially it's hard when I'm around other people too, you know. Yeah. I don't know. Really, really powerful little movie.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird chances. I don't like to get ahead of myself here, you know, because I remember we were like, Sorry Baby's gonna get a screenplay nomination. Maybe, and that didn't happen. I remember us saying it was close. It was close. It got a Golden Globe nomination. Yeah, but I remember us saying that during our Sundance conversation last year. We were like, Sorry Baby, you know, or you were at least. But damn. I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, again, something like Train Dreams gets nominated, or Past Lives. So I don't know if this will be like a Best Picture movie. This doesn't feel like something that the Oscars would really. Like, they don't do super heavy stuff like this, do they?
I mean, Hamnet. Kind of. Hamnet is like a emotional juggernaut type thing.
It is an emotional juggernaut, but it's got magic in it. You know,
it's a Spielberg, Sam Mendes produced movie for sure.
Yeah,
and it's about the power of art or whatever.
Yeah,
man, I don't know. But Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, I guess so. Something like that.
There are some times where they're just like they'll bow down to something that is just like pulverizing, you know. And it doesn't feel like this is super. Like formally fucko. It's not really avant-garde in any way. Yeah. It's pretty traditional.
It is.
So I think it is accessible besides the subject matter and the big rape scene and that kind of stuff, but it feels like something that could get nominated. People just know what they're getting into, and it's kind of just got this kind of legend status. Well, not legend status, but just like its reputation, you know? Yeah. And people go into it expecting that, and it's just like a thing of, can you survive it? I think there are something that does this like emotionally pulverizing. I think sometimes it gets gamified by people that go to see art house movies or whatever. I could see this being a big front runner in like a perverse way, and I don't really know what I mean, we talked about Adolescence a little bit when we watched it. Yeah. It feels a little similar to that. Mm-hmm. I think it does got a spot. I think it could potentially get, like supporting actor for Tatum. Yeah. And maybe screenplay. I can see maybe screenplay, and then maybe picture, depends on how light the year is. Like, it gets into picture in certain years and doesn't get in picture. Like, it wouldn't get in picture this year, I don't think, but maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because like Mandalorian Grogu's gonna win anyways.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. But I was pissed. I had two other movies, you know, and I didn't have time in the day. It was kind of a crazy day. People came over, and I had to write this script of mine. and so I saw that it said that if you start it before midnight, then you have 5 hours to watch it. So I started before midnight, and then I finished my script, and then I came back to it, and it was gone.
You started before midnight?
I did. I think I needed to be like stay in it. Like I exited out of it because I had two, so I just bungled that. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I got those. Z in the musical. Those would been. I really want to see Z.
Yeah. Well, that was the festival.
That was the fest.
I mean, Josephine, I think it's crazy. Like Josephine will return in Avengers Doomsday, and I think that's great. That's crazy, you know?
I think that's not true. I think you should be put to death.
I do think that the title sequence where it just says Josephine at the end was a little goofy, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't strike me as... I could see that. I don't remember that, really.
It was like
Are you gonna
epic
do...
font. Josephine. It's like, okay.
Are you going to do Sundance virtual next year?
Virtual? Yeah, probably. I keep getting questions about whether or not I'll go in person. You know, when I was there, are you going to go next year in person?
If you can get it now, you say, even if you get a pass or whatever.
I mean,
it'll probably be crazy, right?
Yeah, I just look. I don't want to offend the people of Sundance, but like if I had to choose to go to a film festival, it's not Sundance.
yeah.
The only reason I go to Sundance is because it's in my backyard, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, it doesn't cost us a lot to fly the castle.
Give me your power ranking, babes.
Well, I mean, I would love to go to South by Southwest again. Mm-hmm. I would love to go to Fantastic Fest, the horror movie one that's also in Austin.
Right.
Telluride, TIFF, you know. Mm-hmm. Those ones I would rather go to, you know. So if I'm gonna pay for a flight,
Venice.
Not really. I don't really want to leave the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know TIFF is like in Canada, but I can't like dress up to go to those, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I would rather spend my money on a hotel and a flight and transportation elsewhere than going to Boulder.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. You know, like if I got the chance to go, I would go because I mean Boulder's not that far away, and you can just stay in Denver. It's a 30-minute drive. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but it's also not like I'm not like stoked for next year's Sundance. You know, I'd rather go to Telluride. No offense, Sundance.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. They're at a weird spot, like identity wise. They did get all 5 docs this year, so I mean, when it comes to documentaries, they're kind of unbeatable. But their brand of Sundance, like what qualifies as a Sundance movie, is kind of getting washed, and those movies are just not going places as often. But I do think we are kind of getting consistently, more often than not, a Sundance movie in Best Picture, which makes me think that Josephine might.
I mean, it's the only thing here that could.
Besides the invite. The invite seems like a heavy screenplay contender. Mm-hmm. And if it gets any kind of acting nominations, which I kind of doubt, but it is like this. There's 4 guys you can nominate that are beloved in there. Like, I think Olivia Wilde is the least beloved of the 4 actors that they could nominate, you know? But she's got this whole thing about, like she could be someone that they recognize as they love their writer-directors. And a writer-director star, do they go for that often? I don't know. Can't think of it.
I don't know.
But I could see that. But besides those 2, that's it. I can't think of anything else. Like, the weight is not classy enough.
Doesn't have the weight.
No, it doesn't have the weights. What are some of the other ones that like? I
mean, that's kind of it. And I mean, generally there is only 1 or 2 that pop when it comes to like awards season.
Yeah.
Unless it's a doc. So because obviously this year's is Train Dreams, and the year before was, I don't know, I can't think off the top of my head, but Past Lives obviously was one, and things like that. Coda, yeah.
So I want you to guess, like, all right, if we go 20, so out of the six Best Picture pools for the 2020s, how many of them have Sundance in them?
So like every year, like Best Picture, you're talking?
Yes, in Best Picture, out of 6.
Out of 6. Okay, so this, all right. Well, Coda, obviously, so that's 1. Train Dreams, this year's. Past Lives. Mm-hmm. I imagine Is Nomadland? Is that it? No, I'll say 5.
Okay, let me see. All right, we'll start at 2020.
Nomadland feels like a Sundance
I mean,
movie.
2020 is strange, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like that was a bigger place where that could, because I know Promising Young Woman was one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2020. The Father was one. I don't remember if Nomadland was. It might have been.
Yeah.
Judas and the Black Messiah was.
Mm-hmm.
Minari was.
Minari.
Promising Young Woman was. And Sound of Metal was, I think, or was that fall? It might have been a fall. But that's 2020, you know?
Mm-hmm.
2021, Coda was, and that's it. 2022.
Sound of Metal. A Sundance movie.
That's what I was wondering. It was either that or like TIFF.
I'm looking. No, it's a TIFF movie.
Cool. Good for me. 2022, it has like a couple of like women talking. It feels like it could have been, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Everything Everywhere could have been, but it wasn't. You know, that one was the South by Southwest, right? I think it was. 2023, we have like the equivalent, Past Lives.
Yeah.
Past Lives. American Fiction could have been at Sundance, but it wasn't. 2024, there's none. Nickel Boys is the closest, you know.
Probably. And then This Year Train Dreams.
And then This Year Train Dreams. So it's not a bad hit rate.
All right.
But if you look before then, like before the 2020s, it's kind of it's less hits.
Yeah.
Get Out was one, but that didn't get a Best Picture nomination out of the hype, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a juggernaut. It's like a cultural juggernaut.
Yeah, and that came out shortly after Sundance, right?
Yeah, that was a February release.
Yes. Okay, you have anything else you want to talk about with the festival, or?
I don't think so. Maybe I'll remember something, but I don't think so.
All right. Well, we'll be back whenever to read the first 100 pages of the Epstein files that have released.
Oh, cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna popcorn read. And this way, if you want to read them, like you can just come here and listen to us. We're gonna be recapping them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's yeah.
Did you see that someone wanted a role in Edge of Tomorrow and like asked him to pull some strings, and he was like, I gave it to people and they all said that you were trying too hard.
I did not see that. No.
Yeah. I wonder who that was.
Interesting.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
All right. Yep. We'll be back. I don't know what we're gonna talk about next.
Probably just January movies, yeah?
I guess so. And we got a lot of like.
Because I wasn't seeing. There's a lot of like trash that's come out, or some of it great stuff. We'll talk about Send Help.
Yeah.
Talk about the Bone Temple. We haven't talked about the Bone Temple. I want to see Iron Lung.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
Yep. We're not gonna be talking about Melania though.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
I mean, we can maybe talk about it, but I will not see the film.
I will not be seeing it. I want to read reviews.
Did you see that
Melania.
Peter Sohn, the director of Elemental and Lightyear, is listed in the cast of Melania as Self? The fuck is he doing? Where is he? Why would he be there? Why would he be there? Even if he was Republican, which I kind of doubt. He made a story like Elemental just about his immigrant parents or whatever. What the fuck is he doing in Melania, dog?
I mean, Lightyear's kind of a... No, Lightyear has a lesbian couple.
Yeah, Lightyear.
Yeah.
Lightyear.
I was gonna call Lightyear conservative propaganda.
Because he's got a good chin, or
yeah, I just think that's a fun campaign to run.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Thank you, fellas and ladies and all.
Hope you danced in the sun. Danced good.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Bye bye.
Rip, Bobby Ripford.